you're the fucking autistic kid that's not going to amount to anything. Fucking watch me now. That's why I sell the way I do, because nobody's comparable to me. Put me on a fucking Zoom call with any other closers, and they're a joke compared to me. I want to be a legacy. Art, science, service, helping people, making the money, living the life I want to live. It's why you've got to train like a motherfucker to get to the place where you can do this, which ain't that hard, guys. A year and a half on the role plays, on the call reviews, putting calls in to be reviewed, training in your own time, doing your own call reviews, doing the deep inner work, having fun with selling, coming back to the mastermind if you made a fuck up and left. Like all of these difficult decisions where everybody else was doubting you, you've got to prove beyond fucking reproach that they were wrong. The days when you're like, oh, fuck, don't really know what to say on the call. Maybe it would just be easier to have a sales script. Do that then, guys. And everybody that doubted you was right. I ain't fucking living with that.
Yeah, I think you've just like completely you blown my brain a little bit, but like what I'm trying to say is that like I think you've given my sales career a new lease of life. And what I mean by that is like just the example I can give is like when I worked at Scientech, for example, right? Like I used to just meet these people, have a nice conversation with them, like ask the right questions that I needed to ask, but I was just me and I was having fun and make them laugh and they bought from me. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I've come into this like high ticket space, like scripts and do this, do that. Don't let them, and like I've almost like forgot that these are just like people, right? They're just people. They're scared. They're worried. They've had a bad day. Like sometimes they just need you to be there and just be like, yo, like I watched one of Harry's call reviews yesterday and the guy showed up like really shitty and like just being like, man, like what's happened today that's got you showing up like this?
Exactly.
And I just think that's a beautiful thing that you said, like art, science, mixed service. Like internally, I just got chills because I'm like, fuck, like what have I been doing this whole time?
Like think of it. It's literally, and I didn't come up with this, guys, and I'll get it slightly different to the ones that typically go around on the internet. But it's like you got this thing going on. I wish these were a little bit translucent. Can I make them translucent? It's like, you're either going to have a life where you're an artist, and then what's going to happen? You're going to be poor. You're like making art, you're doing this, but you're poor. And it's probably not having much service in the world, but you're making this beautiful art. Okay. Or you're going to be this person that's like really scientific, really mathematical, really logical, but you feel like you're not really like doing anything creative or like original. Maybe you make money, maybe you don't. That depends. Or you're this person that's in service, but you're not having your own artful expression. You're not having your own mastery of like understanding the engineering and the nuances of something. And then you've got this option where you literally have the art, the science, and the service. It's like you're going to be fulfilled in every fucking way. You're going to make 100 grand a month and beyond. You're going to be this person that's just a fucking master, like Elon Musk level of brain capacity to understand human beings. And then you're actually creative, or what's more important for me when we talk about art is one of one, which is what it means to be a unicorn. Like nobody else can do your fucking art. It's just you.
Mm.
Even like if you try and copy what I'm doing, guys, but you do it your own
You
way,
can't.
your own dress sense, your own tonality, your own choice of language, your own hand movements. You're not me, and you're not supposed to be me. You're you. You've just become the best version of you. And so you can't even replicate what I'm doing because that wouldn't be you. You've just got to get to a point where you're a master in your own right at being fully present, at holding the line with your prospects to the truth, at understanding people, at understanding communication. And when you have those philosophies, how they get expressed will be unique to you.
Hmm.
Because when you have philosophy that gets driven through individuality, you end up with your own one of one art. Whereas when you have tactics, as in like say this when the prospect says this, do this when the prospect does that, and that gets driven through a human's individuality, the individuality disappears because you're just doing the same thing as everybody else. And so then there's no art form and there's no one of one. I'm just giving you a compass and saying, head in that direction. How you get there, where you stop on the way, the sightseeing that you do, that is going to be entirely based on your individuality. And your ride, your journey will be different to mine, but we're all going to go in the same direction and end up at the same end goal. And that's what matters. It's not do this in the same way as me. Okay? So let's break down some of the philosophies on that call, and then we'll go through more takeaways. One of the key philosophies was, we'll call them the four essential, no, it's not because they're not essential. They're the four non-negotiables for a sales call, which is burning problem, strong desire and commitment, admitting they need help, and then do they trust us at a certain level? And I think I probably went through all four of those with resistance. Like, is it a burning problem? Christian was going back and forth with that. Does he have a strong desire and a commitment to solving it? He was going back and forth with that. Does he believe, will he admit to us that he needs help? We kind of went back and forth with that a little bit. And then does he trust us at a certain level? We kind of went back and forth with that. So the first philosophy is non-negotiables. Like, we're not moving on in the call unless we agree on these things. And notice how I'm phrasing it is, I'm not saying we have to agree because you have to agree with me. You don't have to. That's fine. We can just get off the call. But this is how we run these calls and how we run our operations, and that's how we bring on clients. If you're not there, that's totally fine. Okay? Second non-negotiable, hopefully you all spotted this, very critical, not how I do it, but what I'm doing, emotional control. You all notice how, regardless how many times I'm going back and forth in this, I'm not flustered at all. I'm not getting aggressive. I can talk more aggressively to hammer a point home, but I'm not in aggression. I'm not in frustration. Okay, so that's another critical compass point is you go north for this, you go north for this. We're not going east, south, or west. We're going north. So that's two things. And then the third and final one is I'm being a fucking human, guys. Cracking a joke here, checking in with his emotions. Like, if you don't bypass the non-negotiables, if you have self-mastery, which is why we do internal mastery, and if you realize that you're selling by being a human being, how you would have run that call would have been completely unique to you. But we would have both ended up in the same destination. Does this make sense, folks? How many deals have you already lost this week that you could have closed but didn't because you were out of state? I'm not a fan of sales hacks, but if there was one thing you could do before your next sales call to raise your closing percentage, it's using my patented pre-call checklist. Imagine taking just 60 seconds to read 5 to 7 personalized bullet points on a piece of paper, and as unbelievable as it may sound, puts you into the optimal state to access your highest sales skills on every call. That's the pre-call checklist. I'm going to show you how to create your own. All you need is a piece of paper and to go through the training that I'm going to give you. Thousands of salespeople have used this framework to close more deals, and you can have your own for free. No strings attached in a matter of minutes. Click the link below this video, enter your email, and grab it right now.